Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, good morning. Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. Great to have you with us today. We get this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I thought I'd address this. Yesterday on Tech Talk, they were talking tech injuries, Mountain Man snacks, and sports betting. Okay, so typical day. It was interesting because they said that Rob Bro was the biggest sports bettor, and the listening audience thinks that I'm the biggest gambler. Who is it really? Well, I've never placed a bet on the NFL nor Major League Baseball. I think 30 plus years ago, I was with a couple guys and we placed a couple bets on college football. So it ain't me. I don't have anything against it. I do plenty of other things to waste money. It's just not my thing. And we really don't talk about compared to everybody else, you and I don't really, if you put a gun to our head, it'd be hard for us to probably give very many lines on any games.
Yeah, no, it's
really not kind of what we do.
No, I mean, I like looking to see what how much the Red Raiders are favored by or whatever, or how much they're the underdog or whatever. But yeah, I'm not better.
So
don't have a problem with people that do it.
Right, I'm the same way. Yeah, it's. Like I said, it's just it's not my thing. But I'm curious. I'm fascinated sometimes about bets that go awry or bad beats or things like that. But I don't seek them out if they come across my trail.
Yeah, and those aren't that. I mean, those aren't that entertaining to me. Just because if those people have the money to spend it, then it's not like a life changer for them.
No.
Yeah.
Speaking of Las Vegas, I saw this last night, courtesy of our colleague David Collier. I was watching his sports show last night on KMAC, and I didn't know this, but Texas Tech is going to play a game in Las Vegas, Jamie, in 2030. And he had confirmed that with somebody over at the university. The 2030 game against Arkansas will now be played at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on August the 31st. Previously, those two programs, had a home-and-home scheduled. So we'll still play in Fayetteville in 2031, and now you'll have to wait until 2034 for Arkansas to come to Lubbock for a single game. So you give up the Arkansas Razorbacks coming to Lubbock in 2030. They'll go to Vegas. Apparently, we'll still have 7 home games. So I guess it's one of those years where you have 6 or 5 Big 12 games, and you'll have 2 non-conference games that you'll play in Lubbock. Okay. So
put that on my 2030 calendar.
Right? I know. It's way too far away to worry about it.
But I bet a lot of Red Raider fans will enjoy that, going to Vegas and watching their team play.
Yeah, the signal that sends to me is we're going to get another Kent State and Arkansas Pine Bluff kind of games.
I'm sure you're right. Sure you're right.
So that's the only bummer, but and it will be a marquee.
But at least
game.
It'll be a decent matchup in non-conference play.
Yeah, right. And
which
then
you do not really have this.
And you'll go there in 2031, and they'll come here in 2034. So it's not a total give, and you'll still have 7 home games in Lubbock in 2030. But man, that's a long ways away.
Yeah, but I think it's cool. It's a good matchup against a Power 4 team, and again, I think your fan base will enjoy going to Vegas and taking in a Red Raider game,
especially at that
cool
place.
Stadium, all that stuff.
And you've been in that stadium, right? You've
yes.
not seen a game there, but you've been in that stadium.
That's where Big 12 media days were.
Right. I didn't know how much of the stadium you got to see or anything.
I think we were sitting at the 20-yard line.
Oh, okay. All right. So You got to see
all of it.
You got to see all of it. Did they have the Al Davis flame going when you were there?
The flame was not going.
The flame was not going.
No flaming.
No flaming. Somebody says that game will never happen in Arkansas in 2030 or 31 or 34. Neither school will have the same coaches or AD by then. Well, you still have contracts. Am I right that we were only playing Kent State because Colorado State backed out? Nope. You're right that we were supposed to play Colorado State. We're the ones that backed out of that deal because we were going to play at Colorado State, and we didn't want to do that because we wanted to have 7 home games. So we bought them out, and the only team left was Kent State. So
okay.
That's the deal there. And I think Don Williams put this in his column. The payout for Kent State and what we're paying them to come here is the largest payout for a non-conference game ever. It's like $1.5 million that we're paying Kent State to come play here.
The largest for Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
And it's still going to be profitable for you because of the
selling all the tickets
and concessions and parking and everything that goes with it. So, I mean, you got to have 7 home games now to justify that South End Zone project. In addition to what you did other places around the stadium, I don't know if it's all paid for, but I know the South End Zone project is not totally paid for yet. But that's not uncommon. It's not a weird thing. It's just the way it is. So, anyway, you got to pay the bills. In order to pay the bills, you got to have home games, and sometimes you got to play Kent State. I don't know if I didn't know this until last night. Something else I learned just watching the old TV last night, and then we have commercial running for it as well. But it's a whiteout on Saturday, so you're encouraged to wear white. It's the ag game. Some know it as the cotton game, but it's the ag game. So you have celebrate agriculture, all of the agriculture that goes on in and around our area. So they want you to wear white on Saturday. So that'll be cool.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Morning Drive, time for this day in sports history. Today is September 3rd, 2025. Here is Jeff McGuire.
1928, future Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Ty Cobb records his 4,189th hit. It would also be his final career hit as a pinch hitter for the Philadelphia A's in a 6-1 loss to the Washington Senators. 1957, Milwaukee Braves pitcher Warren Spahn sets a National League record for a left-hander with his 41st shutout, beating the Cubs 8-0. 1972, Atlanta Braves slugger Hank Aaron earns his 6,135th total base to break Stan Musial's Major League Baseball record in an 8-0 home loss to the Philadelphia Phillies. 1990, Chicago White Sox closer Bobby Thigpen tops Dave Righetti's Major League Baseball record with his 47th save in the Cubs in the White Sox 4-2 win over against the Royals. Thigpen finishes the season with 57.
I always enjoyed Bobby Thigpen's name.
It's a fun one.
Yeah.
And in 2022, coming off the bench, Donovan Smith threw 4 touchdown passes. Taj Brooks ran for 3 scores, and Texas Tech blew out lower division Murray State 63-10 in Coach Joey McGuire's debut.
Wow.
It is National Welsh Rarebit Day.
Welsh Rabbit Day?
Rarebit. Rarebit. R-A-R-E-B-I-T.
Oh, okay.
Which is?
I'm glad you asked. Welsh rarebit is a classic British dish of toasted bread topped with a rich, savory, and creamy cheese sauce. The sauce, which is the key distinction from simple cheese on toast, typically features ingredients like ale or beer, mustard, and Worcestershire sauce.
Chuck can have mine.
Yeah, I don't care for
it's cheese and bread.
Yeah, but it's got some sort of mustard sauce in it.
Well, that's true. You might not like the mustard sauce, but I would. It's cheese and bread. I'd try it. Happy birthday, Charlie
I'll
Sheen.
stick with my milk toast.
Happy birthday, Charlie Sheen, who's 60. Sean White, 39. Jenny Finch is 45. And Mason Crosby is 41. And I almost always want to say Mason Crosby, PhD, because of Short Circuit. Because it's Newton Crosby, PhD. Like every time they say his name. And it just like flows naturally with me. And I'm a dork. I don't hide from that fact. On this day, Sir Alexander Fleming was a young bacteriologist when he with an accidental discovery led to one of the greatest developments of modern medicine on September 3rd, 1928. Having left a plate of Staphylococcus, no way I got that right, but it didn't matter, bacteria uncovered, Fleming noticed that a mold had fallen on the culture that killed many of the bacteria. He identified the mold as Penicillium nosum, similar to the kind found on bread. Fleming introduced his mold byproduct called penicillin to cure bacterial infections in 1929. And that, this day in sports history.
This day in sports history. Okay, so I just did some real quick research here. Do you want to take a wild guess in Major League Baseball right now, active leaders with shutouts, either hand, right or left? Who do you think it is, and how many do you think he has?
Nathan Eovaldi, 2.
No. It's funny.
Max Scherzer, 12.
Max Scherzer has 5. There's only one Major League pitcher right now with double digits in terms of shutouts. And he is a left-hander. It's Clayton Kershaw with 15. How crazy is that?
Pitchers don't pitch in the ninth inning anymore. Offenses have gotten better. Mm-hmm. You've eliminated the shift to give the offense more advantage.
If you went to sleep and, like, say, I don't know, like October of 85 and then just woke up, I think that would be crazy.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, from about mid-'80s on, we've seen the use of the bullpen be a lot more heavy, and so it's not doesn't seem crazy now just because we've inched towards that. But you know, in the 70s, when you were using bullpen guys, it was like, here's the ball in the 7th, go finish this, Goose Gossage. Mm-hmm. You know, go get us 3. You know, just the way that they've used bullpens has changed just so dramatically.
And you're paying your closer too much money to sit on the bench.
Yeah. So Nolan Ryan is 7th on the list. He is 2 behind Spahn. He's got 61. Tom Seaver with 61. Bert Blyleven with 60. Don Sutton with 58. Steve Carlton with 55. Jim Palmer and Gaylord Perry with 53. Other kind of some current names, not necessarily current, but I mean, Greg Maddux with 35. So, anyways, just thought that was interesting.
Just not many like there used to be. No question.
Well, I mean, when was the last time you saw somebody go 9?
No,
whether it was a shutout or not.
Right. No, you're exactly right. It does not happen.
You get 7 out of your starting pitcher, that's a great day.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it. 6:51 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. We get this, and it's true. Fans will never be happy. People are griping that we gave up the road game against Colorado State for another home game. Now they're griping that we swapped the home game for a great neutral site game. People will always be unhappy about something. Yes. Fans are fanatical. We are all fanatical sometimes. And sometimes we don't depend upon other people to be logical.
I totally understand what the purpose is of playing 7 home games. I totally get it. and understand completely. So I am not being critical of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, with this year's schedule, I would have preferred a road or neutral site game over one of these 3 home games if it was going to be against a better opponent where we didn't know the outcome before we went into the game. I think we're just in this quirky little time right now where you played an FCS team followed by the worst team in FBS,
mm-hmm.
and it's not. It's great to see the Red Raiders look good and be really good and win easily and all that. We all love seeing that. But it leaves me personally, I don't want to speak for anybody else, longing for games where it's at least a little in doubt.
Yeah, where you go into it and you go, okay, what's going to happen here,
yeah.
right? Yeah, no.
Yeah, even if you said, well, if you play poorly, you could get beat here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You didn't say that last week, and you're not saying this week. There's just no way. There's just no way. So I mean, it just kind of happened this year where you played 2 really bad teams in a row. Okay, and I don't mean to disrespect either one of them, but they're here for a payday. They know what's going on. They get it. It's just not super entertaining. But it's great to see the Red Raiders. I understand we got to make money so we can pay our athletes and share the revenue and do all the above and pay for all the nice things that we now have because the stadium's fantastic. It looks awesome, all the above. So why not show it off? I get it. I totally understand. It's just not super exciting.
Yeah, no, you'd like to have just a little bit more competition. Yeah, no, I agree.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Kenn Roofing and Construction.
Good morning with Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. The Yates Flooring Center chat line is open. Go to the Double T 97.3 mobile app. It is presented by Happy State Bank. All right, let's get a couple things from special teams coach and associate head coach Kenny Perry. He was made available yesterday to the media and was asked about Jamie, the kickers, and his evaluation.
I thought everybody actually did. The biggest thing you worry about game 1 is operation, just new snappers. We snapped 2 guys, which I've never done, but I wanted to because they're both really good. So give them both a chance. And then our kickers, wanted to give them all a chance. Unfortunate. Missing an extra point, don't like that. That's never happened. So you got to get better from that aspect. But from the first game, the kickoff wise was good. And then I told Ian, I said, hey, put the ball in place so we can see what our kickoff cover team, which I know we got some dudes on that. So just want to give those guys a chance to make sure they're doing right. Because there's going to be a time, being wind, weather, whatever it is, that we're going to have to cover kicks. So you don't want Stone's going to kick. I said he's probably going to lead the nation in touchbacks. So. Which is good, but there's going to be games where we're going to have to play a return. So just getting used to it.
Not a whole lot there. Never. I'm sure somebody's missed an extra point before with Coach Perry.
It's never happened before.
Never happened before. Maybe in the opening game, okay, but I would tell you that that's probably not the case either. I don't think...
I like that he thinks that Stone Harrington's going to lead the country in touchbacks.
Mm-hmm.
That means we're going to score a lot of touchdowns and field goals.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, when you pointed out more than once, the offense led the Big 12 in scoring last year. So, might as well lead the nation in touchbacks, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think... Because I was there Monday, I wasn't there yesterday. Well, the coaches have been asked about the kickers. I don't think any, and maybe it's just the assumption is we were told, hey, we're going to know by game 3. Nobody's been asked who the number 1 kicker. I don't believe they've been asked who the number 1 kicker is yet.
Okay.
So I was there Monday, and
I don't maybe feel
I didn't ask that question. Maybe that's the
feel like you have to. I mean, Saturday they told you who the number 1 kicker was.
Because they rolled out Stone Harrington first?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, is he the permanent number 1? Obviously not, because
he didn't do anything to lose it.
Yeah. Yeah, he hit a field goal and up to Belfont.
And he didn't miss an extra point.
And he kicked the ball to the end zone and then the other guy popped one up so that they could see how their kick return was. I do like the fact that in that Arkansas Pine Bluff game, and I'm going to assume we're going to see some of this in the Kent State game too on Saturday when you get to a point where the game is not in doubt. And I realize that most people are going to say, Chuck, when they kick the game off, the game's not in doubt. But where they experiment a little bit, like running their offense and doing things with their special teams so they can kind of see what they've got and kind of see some live game action, which is different than scrimmages or practices or things like that. So I think that's smart to do that.
Okay.
Here's Coach Kenny Perry on the process of the returns with regard to the ones that were called back from penalties on holding.
The one with Micah, it should have been a touchdown. Obviously, I don't know, JC, whatever, they said it was he held the guy. They called it, so it was a penalty. But the issue there was Roy should have, he looks backside. Now Micah's on the kicker. He just didn't. That was not good. We still got, yards on it, but he needs to understand his role on that. And then the other one, Tristan, man, it was a great run by him. We had a hole, and he hit the hole and did what he's supposed to do. So, like I said, I think you guys watched this in the past. Kickoff return has been one of our things we've been good at, so I don't see that going away.
But, they're clearly frustrated with the holding calls and the position of where they were.
Yeah, understandably so, but you were close to breaking 2 of those, so that's exciting to think that you'll have the opportunity to do that this year if you keep blocking like that.
Keep blocking like that, and then you got the guys like, Micah Hudson back there too with his speed. You're probably going to see one bust.
Yeah, and you would think so sooner or later.
And that may happen this weekend. So there's a couple things. One last thing from Coach Perry. He was asked what he sees in advanced scouting with regard to Kent State, if anything.
100%. One of the things that they had a couple different formations, which they got us the first time just because they shifted. And so then the second time when we kind of thought they were going to do the exact same thing, we kind of gapped it and hit the gap at the right time, and there's no way they could have blocked us. So, yeah, it's just kind of, Coach Connery does a good job for me. He's kind of advanced scout everything that we do. So he did a really good job kind of figuring out what they were going to do schematically, and then we just kind of draw stuff up throughout the week of how we're going to attack it, and it actually played into our hands.
All right, that's Coach Kenny Perry on Kent State and the penalties and the kickers. And maybe that's because regardless of who you're playing, Jamie, the kickers are the ones that you're really not affected by that unless you're unable to handle the rush and you get a ball kicked or you kick it low and kick it into somebody. So maybe that's where you want to go, okay, I really do want to see a 41-yard field goal on Saturday.
Yeah, and I told you that last week.
You did.
I didn't want to score a touchdown every time. I want to be confident in your kickers and give them an opportunity to work and kind of kick off the rust and nerves of playing in front of the big crowd for the first time this year and all that good stuff. So I'm glad we got to see our guys get out there and put some through the uprights, and I wouldn't be disappointed if they got more of that action this weekend.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be disappointed if your punter didn't punt either, would you? Or do you want to see him punt?
I feel bad for him now, so let's let him punt once.
Okay.
Let's let him punt once.
I don't know that his parents are going to be able to make the trip from Australia just every week. It's not like you can. It's not like going to Dallas. I'm sure there's quite a bit of effort, expense, and time, and all those kinds of things. It's not the easiest trip to make to go from here to Australia or Australia to here. Is Australia a place you'd like to visit?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, It's on your bucket list. This is in jest, but it's true. This person says we could have Morton kick and punt and free up 2 spots for NIL.
There you go.
Okay. Bobby Hot Dog said he's seen a report that Coach McGuire said there was a 100% chance that Baron Morton would play. I have not seen that report. I have not heard that. I've not seen anything 100% on Baron. But, they made it clear that if he felt like he could play and he was able to move around and all those kinds of things, that he would play. So I heard, and I really, I'm not going to say he's wrong because he's close to it, but I heard Choice say yesterday that if it had been a Big 12 game or a game that was in doubt, that Barron would have gone back in.
I would have thought the same thing. I would have guessed the same thing.
Really?
Because you saw him on the sideline. And
I didn't see him on the sideline.
He was moving around. He looked fine. I know he wasn't cutting and juking and jiving or anything, but yeah, and he stayed in after that.
I know he stayed in a couple plays, but he clearly wasn't moving very good, and that's. I can't say that. I'll let you say that. Clearly, he wasn't moving good. It didn't seem like that.
I didn't see him not moving good.
I'm talking about when he was on those two plays. I didn't feel like he was moving good.
What did he do? Hand the ball off?
He did hand the ball off, but it just felt like it. He wasn't. It felt like that. He was obviously there's some pain there with the way his knee was and leg was contorted.
Yeah, if they saw him not moving well and thinking he's in a bad spot right now, they would have taken him out then, not waited till the end of the drive.
Yeah.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, a very wide open question for you today. Biggest surprise in the Big 12 so far this season is?
The biggest surprise so far. I think I'm surprised at, in a way, of just kind of how poorly Kansas State has played. They lost and I didn't think played very well in Dublin. And maybe that was field conditions. Maybe that was week one. Maybe that was your opponent. Followed that up with a near loss to North Dakota. It's not totally uncommon for them to get off to a slow start and then rally and play really, really well. It just doesn't seem like they have the firepower that maybe you thought they were going to have. Now they could turn it all around here real quick. And we might have a different conversation in 3 or 4 weeks. But I think that's a surprise for me on one end. And then on the other end, it's Utah and their big turnaround and how well they played in their opening week win. And we may say, well, UCLA is not that good a team, and they kind of beat up on somebody that they should have beaten up on. So that's the two spectrums for me.
Arizona State being on the cusp of being a top 10 team after week one. They've got 2 wins. Don't get me wrong. One's a Big 12 win against a Kansas State team that I personally have a lot of respect for. Yeah, that's a little surprising that Iowa State's that close to a top 10 team at the beginning of the year.
Okay. There's really, I'm going to a tie for 2 with me. The ease of victory of Arizona over Hawaii and TCU over North Carolina.
Okay.
Those were both big surprises. I thought both could win those games. I was a little bit nervous for both, and both just pounded those opponents. Man, if Arizona did that to Hawaii and Hawaii beat Stanford, how bad must Stanford be? Goodness. BYU may score 80 on them this weekend. Yeah, but I didn't have a high expectations at all for Arizona this year, and I thought that was impressive. 40-6. They didn't just beat Hawaii, but they punished them. And TCU just went into Chapel Hill and just blew them out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I thought TCU would be in that mix of, top 5, 6, 7 or whatever. So maybe they've made a statement that they're going to be better than that. I'm really anxious to see what Baylor does this weekend, if there's a bounce back there, because I was surprised to see them struggle the way they did on Friday night. That defense looked horrible.
Yeah, and they'll go in and play number 17 SMU at the Ponies Place Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. So,
yeah, SMU's got, I think, TCU next weekend. And so back-to-back weekends against Big 12 foes that I feel like are big games for the Big 12.
Mm-hmm. It wouldn't surprise me if SMU won this week and lost next week, but they really get up for TCU. I mean, they're, with their former coach and everything like that. So,
sure.
They and maybe TCU's got a team that's going to go, okay, little brother, you stay over there in Highland Park. You'll be just fine. But little brother's kind of risen up and smacked him in the mouth. And it's not gone so well. We get this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. TCU's quarterback looks good. He does.
He does. He has in the past, so that's not a shock to me.
Yeah. Somebody else said this TCU's easy win against North Carolina. Agreeing with you. Yeah, that's well said. I mean, they did. They made. Of course, it'll be interesting to see how North Carolina bounces back too.
Yeah, just like what you're talking about with Utah. I mean, is North Carolina terrible? Is UCLA terrible? I don't know. I'm not sure, and they might be, and so those wins may not be nearly as impressive as we think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't know. You gotta wait and see what plays out here the rest of the way. I'm going back to Kansas State. Forgive me, but this is like Kansas State, who they are.
Yeah, that's the MO. No.
I mean, first off, I didn't think they played that terrible. I mean, the weather conditions affected their offense in the first game. They lost by a field goal to a top 25 team in the first week of the season. So I don't think that's a terrible performance. Kansas State struggling against an FCS or lower level opponent early on in the season, but then figuring it out and getting better and still being a solid team. That's like every year. Mm-hmm. So what we've seen from Kansas State thus far is like it's kind of who they are.
Yeah,
it's par for the course.
Yeah. What makes SMU little brother?
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. I think they're equal brothers. Yeah, I guess because TCU's been in the Big 12 and SMU hasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't know, maybe the TCU folks feel that way, but SMU just played in the freaking college football playoff.
Well, I know. I mean, little brother's allowed to be successful.
Yeah, I don't see them. I see them as equals.
Okay. You see them as equals?
I do. I see them as equals.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. TCU and Utah winning at North Carolina and UCLA. Fellas, I'm hoping to see Barron play first half versus Kent State and three quarters versus Oregon State. Then it's at Utah, and we'll see how good our Red Raiders are versus the Utes. Okay. Chuck, doesn't TCU and SMU play for a skillet? Yeah, I think so. I don't know I don't know how big the
skillet, isn't it?
Iron skillet, yeah. Those things can be heavy. Certainly don't want to get hit with a skillet.
I don't think that they throw it at anybody.
No, but I'm just thinking about, your lucky lady, maybe running after you with a skillet and hitting you over the head with it. That would not be positive. That's never happened to my house. We've not even gotten close to that. So, in case you were wondering.
Put that down.
We keep the skillets away from.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. So nice to have you with us today as we talk sports and Red Raiders and all that kind of stuff. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that of the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. So the lineup today, an hour from now, we'll have the end of the bench, and that'll be on 100.7 The Score. Dan Patrick here on Double T 97.3. High noon, it's the bottom line with Choice and Jamie and others. From noon until 3 on 100.7 The Score. And then we'll have Ranger Baseball today at 2 o'clock. So probably no Tech Talk today. The Rangers finishing up their series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're off tomorrow, and then they open up a critical series with the Houston Astros. Can't lose 2 or 3. Well, I guess you could, but it'd be great to sweep them. Be great to win today and have the Astros lose to the Yankees today and tomorrow, and see where that puts you. And Seattle as well, because Seattle's ahead of the Rangers in the wild card race, and that kind of is where it seems like it's headed more than anything else. We'll have the Astros after the high school fan zone with coaches from Lubbock High, Friendship High, and Lubbock Cooper High School, all getting ready for week 2 of the high school football season, which seems like it goes by faster and faster every year, Jamie.
Yeah. Especially probably for those senior parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That goes by really fast.
Yeah. If you're like, if your kid's in, 9th grade today, he'll be a senior in college tomorrow, it seems like.
Dang.
I know, it just goes by really fast. I mean, I don't have to tell you that. You're experiencing that right now. You kind of feel like, I was talking to your oldest daughter Saturday at Optimum Game Day Live. I said, it kind of feels like you guys were just little girls, and here we are, mature and in college.
Right, nothing teenage girls enjoy more than being called little girls.
I didn't call him that. But I'm just saying. But
well, she is only like 5'4".
So, but still, I mean, they're young women, and you've done a great job raising them, and that they're off and running, and so that's good.
Despite me, all the credit goes to their mother.
I think they would say, "Who raised who? We raised him." What are you talking about?
There's some truth to that. We raised him. So
I mean, Winfield really gets all the credit. So
the Mariners on Friday start a series with the Atlanta Braves. So that's what they're up to. Let's see. I think they're still playing the Angels. Is that right? Or Tampa? They're playing Tampa.
Yes, that is correct.
They're playing Tampa.
They played the Rays last.
Yeah, so they got Tampa again tonight, and then nothing tomorrow for the Mariners. They move on and take on the Atlanta Braves. So then those games will be in Atlanta. So at any rate, that's the story there. That gets you kind of up to speed on what we have going on today, as far as sports is concerned. So we'll also have Cowboys Crosstalk tonight at 7 o'clock. So it'll be getting you ready for tomorrow with the Cowboys and the Eagles playing in Philly. I know this is easy for me to say, but I think that you guys know me well enough to know that since I was probably 7 years old, I've been an NFL guy. That Sunday afternoons are pretty sacred.
Heard that rumor?
Pretty sacred. So when I tell you that I'm excited about the NFL season,
that's like Joey McGuire saying he's excited that he's excited about brushing his teeth in the morning. So yes.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with brushing your teeth. That's the level of excitement that Joey has for everything. I would suggest
doing it.
Yeah, right. No,
especially if you drink coffee.
Yeah, right. Probably
get
after
rid of the smell, because Jamie doesn't like the smell of coffee.
After the case of that, yeah, after the coffee. But anyway, I'm excited for the NFL season to get underway. And I don't know how to feel. There's times I feel good about this lull between the end of the preseason, so that the college football season can get kicked off, and then there's like, okay, well, I'm kind of into the college now, but now we've got the NFL going, we've got the high school going. It's all kind of converging, and I'll be overdosing Sunday afternoon on the NFL. The Cowboys play tonight, the Chiefs play tomorrow, and there'll be plenty of games on Sunday for me to digest.
Cowboys play tomorrow, Chiefs play Friday.
Yeah.
You just said tonight and tomorrow.
Oh, Cowboys play tomorrow, Chiefs play Friday. Yeah, I got ahead of myself. Sorry.
Today's still Wednesday.
Yes, I'm giddy. I'm all ready to go. Cowboys and the Eagles tomorrow from Philly. What do you? I've read some headlines about the Eagles aren't really worried about raising their Super Bowl banner. They're focused on repeating. They've got a really, really good team. They've got as good a chance as any to go back to back.
This feels like one of those Cowboys, Redskins / Commanders games that everything points to one team being so much better and winning the game, and the other team wins.
Yeah, right.
So that gives you some hope for the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, and it'll be interesting with a new coach, and the Cowboys.
You've kind of forgotten about the fact that the Cowboys have a new coach.
Yeah.
It's just kind of,
do they have a new coach?
It's like there's been so many other things to talk about.
I know, right?
And none of it was football.
And, on the field football, right? It was all drama. And now the question is, can the Cowboys keep Dak Prescott healthy? And that's critical to their success because the backup, he don't look ready for prime time by any stretch. And
well, third string. Your third string guy doesn't look ready for prime time. He's not your backup. He's your third string.
Will Greer.
He's your backup. Right.
Yeah.
Will Greer will look like a backup quarterback. I have no issue with Will Greer being the backup quarterback for the Cowboys. That's not who we saw in the preseason much. They were working on...
Well, I thought they cut Greer.
Did they cut Greer?
Yeah, they did cut him, but I think they were...
That's for signing him back on the practice squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean he's a second string then. Isn't Milton the second string guy?
Yeah.
And that's the guy you're not sold on.
Not at all. No. Yeah. No. I mean, he's got a cannon for an arm, but...
With regards to Thursday night's game, if the Cowboys score 13 points in this game, that will equal the total of the 2 games that they played against the Eagles last season. 34-6, 41-7.
Are you thinking there's more of that tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think it's going to be a little closer than that. I think the Cowboys are going to surprise some people. I think they're going to win 10 games this year. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get them into a wild card.
Again, we drug test here, Chuck.
Yeah. Somebody said this. It's going to be fun to listen to Brad Sham on this station called the Cowboys this season. Absolutely. It's always fun listening to Brad Sham. He is among the best, if not.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.